What if anyone gets motion sick watching this? It's kind of silly how the moon form rides them out, huh? A wealth of knowledge.
Greetings, denizen of Azeroth. We have prepared a number of activities to help you acclimate to your new existence. Please visit each station to learn more.
I must prepare my station. I will meet you there.
To the first step in your journey through Bastion. While you venture among us, we will teach you the virtues of purity, courage, humility, wisdom, and loyalty. You will cleanse yourself of your mortal flaws and ascend to a higher state of being, capable of performing our most sacred and difficult task. We have much to teach you, but have no fear. Your journey is your own, and you may walk the path at your own pace.
I love these owl people. They make me happy.
Step into the pool, friend. Passing through the veil can be traumatic. Allow us to cleanse the pain of that ordeal. What is that? It looks like a Kyrian, but it is twisted. How strange. Carry on with your learning. I will meet you near the greeter.
The Vespers of Bastion are no ordinary instruments. Their voices bolster the spirit and draw forth the lingering burdens of one's former life. All deeds from your previous life will be collected and stored. The archives compile the histories of countless mortal worlds, as seen through the eyes of aspirants like yourself.
Looks like this is a random encounter here, right? Looks like I'm supposed to power up these Anima conduits in order to activate this rare, but yeah, I can't do anything yet.
Kyrian, in service of the Maw? How troubling. They must have sensed that I enabled the greeter. I will handle this, mortal.
Goodbye.
Ascended One, this newcomer brings troubling news of Kyrian in the Maw. We must inform the Archon. These were not prisoners, but willing servants. Surely this merits an audience. Follow the path, as if we have... We should be on our way. I had nearly passed my final trial when the drought began. None have ascended since.
Look at these happy little birds in this fountain.
Our realm must appear pristine to you. Words cannot express what was lost. Wait, let me show you. The future of Bastion is in our... We are in the midst of an unspeakable tragedy. Come. We will seek out my soulbind, Pelagos, at Aspirin's Rest.
here. Thank the Archon.
How
Pelagos
may I
began
serve?
the ritual without you.
What? That fool. We have little time. Whatever Pelagos may soon succumb to doubt and fear. Make haste.
I require a target.
I was never good enough. Alone. All alone.
Can I fall in this hole? Okay. No.
Help me. You are weak. Ascension will never be yours. I am weak. I will fail.
I need to
Your
target something
failure
first.
is a stain on your soul.
No! No! I must not give in! Huh. That was too close for comfort. Thank you. I feel much better now.
That was reckless, Pelagos. You would have fallen if not for that mortal.
I thought I could succeed on my own, but I was wrong. Do you need a training partner? If there is anything I can do for you, please let me know.
You are a sign of the winds of change. Pelagos and I will make our way over on foot.
Must we walk? I am fairly fatigued after my trial.
Consider it part of your training, my friend.
Okay, well, that didn't work.
I am out of range. Too far away.
So I just die if I jump down here? Let's find out.
must get closer. Too far away. I am out of range.
I can already tell this quest is going to be terrible on launch. Limited mobs, and not everyone drops the quest item that you need. Everybody's going to be fighting for it. Ugh. I must get closer. Got it. Looks like there's really no need to do the extra quests, because you don't even get rep for them. So I guess you just kind of do the main storyline. turtles. Actually, getting the water is what gives me this soul infusion. That's pretty cool.
So the rumors were true. Come, let me look at you. My hammer is yours, should you need it. When you are ready, approach the flame and follow the Watcher's instructions.
Ooh, the Goblet of Fire.
This should prove exciting.
Sure. Tom from MySpace, go ahead and hop on beta here, and I'll carry you through some M+. We'll do some of these new dungeons. What do we got here? Yeah. Halls of Atonement. All joking aside, I'm actually totally down to carry you through M+ anytime. But I am on beta right now and haven't got much time to play it, and I really do want to see a little bit more. Alright, so remembering all the Azurite BS. Yeah, isn't it pretty? It's kind of their whole thing is like kind of like a combination, like a mishmash of like heaven, Valhalla, and Elysium. Like that's the whole aesthetic here. All right, remembering warlords, cool, cool. Starfall. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Burning Legion. What I will do M+ force you at? I mean, you can really start them at any level, man. Like M0s are nothing. Like, it's pretty organic the way they have the progression system lined out. To where you can just start with an M0, get yourself a keystone, do a M2 at like level 360 or something. Like it's very low, maybe 400, I guess. But yeah, usually when you hit the plus 15 level is where you want to be kind of 470 at least, If you're going for a plus 10, maybe like 445 to 460. But anything before that is pretty much free. Like, you're not going to run into the huge damage requirements until you get over 10. Yeah. It's by far the easiest way to just like jump in and immediately start clearing stuff. Or, you know, pug a plus 2 in the finder, although you might find baddies that way. We'll take the necklace to celebrate being done with our Heart of Azeroth.
Take joy in your work and pride in your craft.
Do you think they will truly be able to help us?
That is up to them. First, let them see.
Yeah, in fact, I think that winging it's definitely the best way to learn, Tom. Again, especially when you're starting at the low levels, like it's pretty much like an M0 or an M2 is, it's not even like, it's about like heroic level, you know? And I'm really a big fan of first-hand experience to kind of learn, like, oh, these mobs suck, I don't want to pull these. Oh, these mobs offer really good percentage, I should pull these, you know? I think that's a lot more useful than trying to just memorize Dratnos' routes right off the bat. Plus, it kind of if you go ahead and just like do a dry run of an M+, it kind of tells you like what you need to know about. Like if you finish the run and you were 86% under forces, then you need to know, like, okay, what are some mobs that I need to look up that'll give me more percentage, right? Or if you wipe on a particularly nasty trash pack, then you know, oh, okay, what ability wiped me there? And you can kind of look that up. You can kind of target your research a little bit more. Whereas if you're what is this? Looks like a little rare encounter. I can learn about things. It's pretty cool. Let's test our metal. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like learning things piecemeal, like taking it bite by bite, one step at a time, and not trying to like overwhelm yourself with like, okay, I have to memorize all the method dungeon tool routes to begin with. Just like pick one thing, work on it, see how you do. Because some things are going to be pretty intuitive, right? Like you'll see like, oh, this mob is casting a giant frontal cone AoE. Maybe I should move out of that, right? And you don't really need to waste time looking at an Icy Veins guide for that. It's better just kind of get some first-hand experience and see what you need to learn. So a lot of these quests have really mentioned Anima, like lore-wise. It's, I guess, kind of the juice that makes the world burn. Little owl people. I love them.
Good. I found you some help.
But I haven't seen how Anima is going to really interact with the systems themselves, like in terms of gameplay. Because it sounds a lot like Artifact Power or Azeroth Power from the last two expansions. But they've said over and over, oh, it's not like that. There's no AP grind. Don't worry about it. Anima is totally different from Azerite and Artifact Power, even though it sounds exactly the same, you know. I think it basically is artifact power or Azerite power, but with a weekly cap, which so that you don't have to feel like it's an infinite grind. And I don't know if that really solves the problems people have with it, but we'll see. So far, though, I haven't had to, like, I don't have anything that I'm powering up with Anima on my character. It's just I'm collecting Anima for quests.
Time is precious.
Speak. I would hear you. May your forge burn brightly.
I need to target something first.
Ooh. Cool mace. Gonna be a pretty hefty upgrade if I had an offhand. Quest mobs are proving a little dangerous for me. I think it's just due to not having like my mythic level gear that I have on live. Kind of silly looking more guys, right? farming these rares right here. Pardon me. That was a nasty bite. This thing's gonna destroy me.
I need mana first.
Oh yeah, I'm dead. I'm so dead.
I am out of range. My mana is low.
Alright, let's try to be smarter here.
I do not have a target. Mana is needed.
Alright.
I must get closer.
Oh no, I aggroed a terrapin. Can I just kill this thing by kiting it with Moonfire Spam? Damage output on this thing is just pretty crazy. And now I have an invisible, infinitely evading mob stuck on me. There we go. Alright. Well. Spain. Guess I'll just keep killing mobs around it. Maybe somebody else will start pulling it. It's 27,000 health. If I can go bear and kill it.
Too far away.
try out this berserk. There we go. Modern problems, modern solutions. Cool fist weapon.
I am out of range.
Another beast to kill. I think I already did Valerian, right? Yeah.
I require a target. I must get closer.
Yeah, I mean, that is the downside of pugging at that level, is just very few people understand, not even just like the dungeons themselves, but kind of like the core mechanics of the game, like what's an interrupt, what's line of sight, what's that kind of thing.
Places to be.
You have need of my hands? hammer is yours, should you need it.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm always bad about naming my stream properly. There we go, Cap. I updated it. Yesterday I had the opposite problem. I had it still on my beta stream title instead of Carapace. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't love a good quest that puts you at RP speed? So it looks like these little owl people are kind of like the Mr. Meeseeks of the wild world.
I will have this forge lit in short order.
Oh, nice quest to clean my room.
There we are. How may I aid you? Take joy in your work and pride in your craft.
Getting a cool chess piece with some unique geometry. I like that. Even as a quest reward.
We'll show you how to operate the forge.
It's pretty obviously, like, I mean, the big win is the art team, right? Like, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's really neat. I like the lore. I like the kind of stuff they're exploring. It's really, really interesting kind of stuff. Kind of reminds me of, like, Planescape and Tides of Numenera and stuff. It's really neat. Mechanically, I'm not quite as sold on it yet. I haven't tested all the classes, obviously. I'm mostly focusing on just Druid stuff, and it seems like, actually not even just in terms of the class gameplay, but really all the systems, it feels like they were fixing a bunch of stuff that wasn't broken, right? Like, everybody's been telling them what we dislike about the game, right? We hate the GCD changes. We hate all of our damage coming from random procs. We hate, like, that kind of stuff, you know? And they're like, oh, we hear what you're saying. We're going to go change a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the feedback you've been giving us for the past 2 years. So it's like, I got a bunch of new spells that I'm never going to use. They're like, oh, did you want more spells for your off-spec as a druid? Sure, let's give it to you. Like Cyclone. Yay, we have Cyclone. But I can't cast it in a shapeshift form. So kind of worthless if I'm not playing Resto or Balance, you know? Yeah, I'm just... The changes haven't won me over. It's like, it just kind of changes for the sake of changes. It doesn't make the game feel better. Doesn't necessarily feel worse either, but yeah, it's kind of just like, meh.
What need? We've got a schedule to keep.
Pretty fun little forging mini game, I guess. Got to keep it in the right zone. Yeah, I'm just a little concerned that, like, the devs still feel very very out of touch with, like, how the game's actually played, what players are looking for, you know? I think it's gonna be a great expansion if you're, like, just a casual or even heroic player, like, because there's lots of cool systems to explore, obviously great art and lore and all that kind of stuff. But if you're playing at a high-end competitive level, as we in the Mythic rating scene like to think that we do, a lot of the changes just kind of be scratching my head, being like, all right, well, how's this gonna work, you know? Especially, obviously, the big elephant in the room is covenants, you know? And I haven't done as much testing with those yet. I'm kind of just going through the whole experience from start to finish.
This is the most delicate part of the process. Precision is key.
Yeah, Tom on Twitch says, isn't that how it's been since like the end of MOP? And kind of. I don't think people had problems with the class design in Warlords. I think a lot of people actually are wishing we would go back to Warlords class design, you know? That seemed to be when everything like seemed to have a purpose. All the classes felt like they were complete, you know, everybody had all their tools. And then it was really in Legion that like a lot of stuff kind of got shifted around and your identity got baked into your spec more so than your class. And I remember a lot of people being dissatisfied with Legion when it launched, but they changed it enough to kind of get it into a workable state, and people loved Legion by the end, you know? And then they kind of just completely unlearned all those lessons with BFA, and they made, you know, the worst received expansion ever. And I don't know that they really learned their lessons from that. So here's the problem I have with the Covenant thing, Cap, that you're mentioning, like, oh, it's not necessarily the one I want, but we got to pick whatever's best for rating. I mean, they're going to change these. Like, that's going to happen. You know, you're going to pick, you know, you're a Death Knight, so I imagine you probably want to go Necrolord or whatever, but you'll end up picking Bastion because that's what's required for rating, and then in the first patch, they're going to nerf Bastion's abilities, and you're screwed. Like, okay, I guess you got to go level up a new Coven? I don't know. I like, it's a bad system, and the fact that they think it's a good system, like the fact that they ever considered like this could work, makes me think like, okay, you don't know how this game's played, you're completely disconnected from reality, so I don't really trust what you're doing here. Not you as a viewer, I'm talking about the devs, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know, it's making me think that, like, I mean, obviously I'll be sticking around with the guild, we'll be doing whatever we want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to really push high M plus or anything next expansion. Like, I might just start playing the game as a more casual player, because that feels like what the game is angled towards now. Like, the dev team is just making, like, hey, what would be a cool thing for people to experience versus what would be, like, good for progression and good for, like, the systems and the meta of the game, you know? I hope so. I did remember seeing, like, early on they, like, rehired or reassigned Legion's class designer to get back in. So, like, I'm hoping the classes will work out better. But, again, like, just from what I've seen, I haven't really noticed that. And part of that's the fact that I'm a Guardian Druid, and Guardian's actually getting, like, pretty decently nerfed here. And I don't think that was warranted at all. Like, Guardians were never overpowered in BFA. They started out shit tier, and then by the end of the expansion they got to be average, you know, and they're like, oh, that's too high, we got to nerf them, you know. Like, I'm losing a lot of my utility. I'm looking at these spells and I'm saying, like, oh, well, I can't swift mend in combat anymore. Oh, I can't I had to choose between Typhoon or Vortex, so that's gonna be harder to deal with on Sanguine weeks, you know. And then they're like, oh, but look, you got cool new talent, you got Heart of the Wild, which means that you can juice up all your off-spec abilities once every 5 minutes. I'm like, well, how does that help me as a tank? Like, that's a dead talent to me as a tank. And just nothing they're adding is good for Guardian Druids. As far as the other specs, Balance and Resto, like, I don't follow Feral at all, unfortunately. I don't know how it's doing, but Balance, like, I kind of see what they're going for. It'll probably be fine, you know, but a lot of the abilities they're adding, again, it's just like, what is the purpose of this? Like, they added a bunch of feral abilities back to Balance, and why? Like, why waste dev time on that? There's never going to be a case where, as a Balance Druid, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and go into cat form and start doing melee damage, you know? Like, we didn't need that. People were upset about pruning abilities, and like, those are just abilities that I never missed, you know? Resto is more interesting. I think they're bringing back a more, like, involved, more, you know, they're kind of increasing the skill ceiling on Resto a good bit, so, like, good players will be able to stand out more, but it might be harder to play for lower skill players. It's fine, but I'm just, none of it's getting me excited about stuff. I don't get the impression that they have a solid idea of what they want the meta to be at this point. Yeah. Yeah, so in the case of like, yeah, you bring up heart working if I'm the off tank, right, and shield is just taunted, and now I'm just sitting there doing DPS, that's kind of cool. I do like the idea of being like, oh, well, I can cat weave to do more DPS. Like that is pretty interesting, but it's a 5-minute cooldown, right? Like, I guess I can help with a burst ad on a 5-minute window, but like that's not really helpful. I would much rather it be like a shorter cooldown, like a 1 or 2 minute cooldown, would be more interesting to me. But having something I can use once or maybe twice in a fight, it reminds me a lot of like here. I think in the rest of spec I can show you, like they buffed Rebirth again. Can I find it? I don't know if I can find it. But they give you like a talent that means that you come back to life with 100% health on Rebirth. And same thing with in BFA, they had an Azerite talent that like buffs your Rebirth. And they're like, oh, isn't this cool utility? And it's like, no, in an ideal situation, you would never use that spell, right? Like they are giving us a lot of buffs to spells that we don't use or that we would only use in emergencies. And that's, I don't like that as a niche, If the idea is that like, oh, I'm playing balance, and if I have Heart of the Wild and our tank dies, oh, I can tank the boss for 30 seconds. That's kind of a dead talent. Like, why would I ever want to plan for that? Ideally, that's never going to happen. Yeah, it could happen, and we could get a kill and be great for a clip or whatever, but when we're farming the same bosses on progression over and over, and I'm just looking to maximize my damage, or if I'm playing a healer and I want to maximize my healing, why would I talent into, like, an emergency build, Same story with, the buffs to Rebirth and the stuff that we've seen in BFA. Like, those are all stupid abilities. What dev thought, like, oh, let's really increase, let's give you buffs to the abilities you're never supposed to use if things go well.
My hammer Claire may be right to place her faith in you. Go in service.
Bye. Come back soon.
So just when I see stuff like that, it's not so much like the numbers and the spells and the abilities and the tuning itself that I'm worried about. It's more like what that reflects about the design philosophy, right? What that tells me is like, this is somebody, whoever is making decisions for druids is someone that has never pushed past 2k IO on M+, right? They haven't downed Mythic N'Zoth. Like, they don't know how the game is played at a high level. Which is one of my big complaints about BFA, that like the dev team seems so disconnected from how the game's actually played. Like, especially if you play a tank, that like everything on BFA, anything they've given tanks has just been so worthless. We don't use tank essences, we don't use tank trinkets except for LPS in this last tier. It's all about like, because the way they've designed the fights, you can hit that survival level, that minimum survival level, really easily, and it's all about putting as much damage into the boss as you can. That's where tank utility is now, is doing more damage instead of being tankier, being more survivable, being more controlling, and it seems like the dev team doesn't know that. They just don't realize, like, oh, tanks aren't wearing tank trinkets, they're doing DPS trinkets because that's more useful at a high-end level. Oh, interesting. I have heard, that's a pretty good point, Cap. Like, I have heard like better things about other classes. I think that Paladins are looking pretty interesting. I think Death Knights are also, like, people are really excited about Two-Handed Frost coming back. Like, I think that there are some classes that people are legitimately excited about. It's just Druid's, unfortunately, not one of them. Yeah, I totally agree with the tank thing. Like, I signed up to play a tank class because I wanted to tank, not because I wanted to be a DPS. Like, we make jokes about shield and tank damage all the time, but realistically, like, why do I want to like focus on maximizing my DPS on a class that does 50k instead of just rolling a DPS class and doing 100k? Like, why is that kind of the mini game? Like, I would much rather be managing my survival. I would much rather be managing, like, oh, I can do this to reduce my healer's burden, or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly, Tom. That's just, yeah. So that's what I'm really looking for. That's what I'm wanting to see in the beta. I'm wanting to see them acknowledge the mistakes of BFA and be like, okay, we understand how the game's played. We're going to respond to that. And I have not seen that yet.
breaths.
Yeah, man, like it's totally doable. Like that's the problem with the way tanks are designed right now. It's a combination of, you know, tank design / encounter design too, right? Like in Nyalotha, there's just not that many fights that require tanks to go full survivability, right? Like we have Carapace and Vexiona. I think that's about it. Maybe N'Zoth. But a lot of the fights are, it's like, okay, yeah, do you have your baseline cooldown up at the right time? Yeah, okay, well then you can go in there in a full DPS spec and tank the boss, you know, or DPS gear.
I believe in you.
All right. Combat meditations. Okay. Let's spar with some people. Yeah, exactly, Cap. You're doing the right thing there. Obviously it works. You know, we're killing the boss. This guy is not sparring with me. I have to report that bug. Oh, is he going to do it now? There we go. Finding peace. Also, again, like, I'm not trying to be super critical. I'm actually somebody that's usually, like, a Blizzard apologist. I try to say, like, hey, let's give Blizzard a chance. Let's see, you know, they're trying something new. Let's see how it pans out. That's typically where I come from. But, again, I'm seeing a lot of disconnect. Also in some of the quest design, right? Like, they decided to funnel everybody onto one path, again, which is different from what they did for Legion and BFA, you know. And both of those, they let you kind of pick your experience. And they did that to help with balancing the zones, right? So that you don't have every single player in Hellfire Peninsula, you know, crashing the server like we used to. But now they decide, oh, we want, you know, that one linear story to tell. I'm like, okay, well, I can appreciate that from a, you know, storytelling perspective. But from a gameplay perspective and how that's going to feel to play through, like a lot of the quests I'm doing, like I can already see how terrible this is going to be at launch, you know. You're in a zone where you need 8 mobs, and there's only 6 that have spawned, and they don't drop the item that you need consistently, you know. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to take hours on launch, you know, to get through these zones. And there's no way to skip it and go around. You have to go through one progression line, so... Now, granted, that's only a problem on launch itself, right? So, like, you'll have a shitty experience for a week and then everything will be cool. But it's just bizarre to me. Like, it's strange to see devs kind of, like, forgetting lessons that we've already learned, you know? That is true, Cap. It looks like they have delineated, like, the main primary path from like the side quests and stuff, so you can skip a lot of side quests. I actually encountered that just a little while ago. I tried doing a quest that just took forever to do, and then I realized it wasn't crucial to the main path. So that makes it a little better, and I guess maybe that would help stagger progression a little bit. If you have some lore nerds that are sitting around doing every quest in the zone before moving on, that'll kind of like let the people that are just blazing through the main path get through quicker. But I still think it's going to be pretty... It's going to be kind of a mess at launch. And hopefully it'll stabilize within like a week or two. Now, I suppose there is also the option of just like foregoing questing altogether and just like dungeon leveling, right? But I don't know how effective that's going to be. I know in BFA we had islands as an option for leveling. Like you just spam islands to level. You could spam BGs. You could spam dungeons. There's a lot of different content you could do. We don't really have that here. It's pretty much just dungeons and BGs, right? So maybe that's viable. Maybe it's not. I don't know how much of like your Covenant progression systems are locked to quests. Like in BFA, that was something that you had to do a quest to unlock everything, right? Like, okay, we need to do a quest to unlock World Quest, we need to do a quest to unlock Warfronts, we need to do a quest to unlock this, that, the other. And you really notice that on alts, right? Where it's like, oh shit, I forgot I had to unlock my flight pass on the other continent. I don't know if they have that same kind of dealio here yet. I haven't seen it, and that makes me happy. I'm hoping that... dang, this guy's gonna kick my ass. What the hell? I am doing negative damage to this dude. I also think I'm starting to outlevel my gear a little bit. I've leveled faster than my gear so far, and since you're not starting with overpowered mythic gear, you know, you really notice. I'm trying to teach myself balance because it's most likely that I'll be playing balance in the expansion, but I might just go tank for some of the harder quests just because it's easier, you know, you don't die. See, I'm like hitting him like a wet noodle right now. This is the full empowerment right now. I'm not inclined to say that's the class's fault. That's more likely my fault. I'm not like managing my windows properly.
Training protocol is completed. This combat sequence ends.
It doesn't appear that those are actually live on beta right now, Cap. I saw where they're like announcing the new barbershops and whatnot. I did check that out to see if I could, and I don't think that's actually in the current build. I think it's something they're still working on. Yeah, they did change the wind up of balance to be only take 2 spells to proc the eclipse on the other one. So it's a little easier to get into that high damage phase. But still very, very different from the FA balance.
Training protocol is completed.
A little easier.
This combat sequence ends. Challenge accepted. I will use level 2 training.
So you can see kind of the UI here as I'm going into my different eclipses. And then Star Surge is a little different. Before it used to be just like our main nuke. Oh, I put my dots up. Whoops. Lol. Now it's less juicy. It doesn't like burst things down quite as well. But it's more about extending your eclipse, right? So that's kind of a neat little mechanic to play with, to be like, oh, let's, you know, pull my Star Surges and use them to extend eclipse. It does have some weird interactions, so like I just popped my 3-minute cooldown Incarn there, and that gives me full empowerments same time, but it does not. It removes the Star Surge doesn't boost my empowerments while I'm in full Incarn. So it's kind of weird to have like a spell stop doing things for you when you hit your main damage cooldown. Overall, it's still like a damage plus, but it's a little awkward. All right.
There is a long road ahead.
What is on your mind?
Oh man, I should have saved my 3-minute cooldown for this.
Keep hold back nothing, mortal.
All right, here we go.
Initiating humility sequence.
Oh, he's gonna teach me humility, all right.
It is not yet time for you to ascend.
What the hell? Oh, I guess you're supposed to fail that one.
Easier to watch.
A necessary lesson in humility.
Yeah, he just one-shot me. I wonder if you are actually able to beat him or not.
We will fix this drought. We must.
Oh, check out these cool boots. The quest rewards look pretty good, right? Like, that's pretty neat.
You have need of my hands? May your forge burn
I do kind of like that they give you a quest that you're supposed to fail. It's a nice little subversion. I am level 51. Yes, Tom. So they're doing a level squish. Max level will be level 60 again. I mentioned in my previous video that, like, I'm okay with the squish. I get it. And I'm kind of a fan of it. I wish they would squish the progression at the same time. So here, let me show you the dungeon journal. If you are geared, let's look at BFA, raids, Nyalotha. If you're geared in full Mythic Nyalotha stuff, you're going to be item level 130. So you'll be going into the expansion level 50 with eye level 130. And presumably, like, once you're level 60, you'll be, I don't know, item level 200, and going up to, like, item level 300. Like, you can see what's going to happen here. By the end of the expansion, we're going to be item level 600, and our stats will be all out of whack. Like, I don't know why they insist so much on, like, let's keep on squishing numbers, make numbers small, and then make them grow exponentially again, right? Like, it doesn't matter how small you make the numbers. If you keep on doubling a player's power each expansion, they're gonna get out of hand, you know? Not even just each expansion, each patch, you know? So I don't know why they wouldn't just say, like, okay, you're going to start at level 50 with, like, level 55 gear, and when you upgrade, that'll be level 57, and then when we get to level 58, like, make it smaller increments, right? We don't need, like, a 15 item level jump every single raid tier. Make it a 5 item level jump, and make that meaningful. But I don't know. That's their choice. It doesn't really affect me at the end of the day. It's like, okay, put whatever numbers you want to on here. All that matters is, like, time to kill. But I see what you're saying, Tom, but that's so crazy to me, right? Like, if you've ever played D&D, right? Like, you notice the difference between, like, rolling 1d4 versus 1d6, you know? Like, you notice the difference between, it's like, oh man, I only did 2 damage that roll. Oh, I did 6 damage. Like, that's huge, you know? Like, you can make small numbers meaningful, but it's just a matter of, like, the game itself reflecting that, right? So if me being level 80 means, or item level 80, means that it takes me 10 seconds to kill a mob, and me being item level 82 means it takes me 8 seconds to kill a mob, I'm going to feel that power difference, right? I'm feeling like, oh, I'm killing things 20% faster. Yeah, that's like, and my brain will associate, all right, 2 more item levels is 20% faster DPS. Cool, you know? You don't need to have 85 million mega damage in order to feel powerful. We could go back to just fucking... and people saw that on Classic, right? Like, how long did we spend in the Classic to BC to even Wrath era? I don't think things got too crazy then in terms of inflation. But we had 3 whole expansions of relatively, you know, straight level progression. I know BC had a pretty big jump in power, but in Classic, you went from doing, like, 4 damage to a boar to doing 30 damage, and that felt extreme. Like, you felt so overpowered. You didn't need to go from doing 4 damage to a boar to doing 4,000 damage, which is what we're on track for here.
Allow me to show you the way.
Yeah, you're probably right, Tom, about Diablo 3 bleeding in. Check how pretty, though. That is definitely the big win so far, is the art in the expansion is fantastic.
How may I serve you?
The art in BFA was fantastic.
I have readied some items in the next chamber. They will help you prepare.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're... I'm curious to get to playing around with the legendaries on here and really see that. You know, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, like I'm talking about their class design stuff while I'm missing, you know, 2/3 of what the meta design is for this expansion. I don't have soulbinds, I don't have my covenant powers, I don't have... I can stand on this to get a buff, that's nice. You know, obviously the classes are designed to feel incomplete until you're max level and you have everything that you're supposed to have. Oh, I need to full on bathe in this. Okay. Look at me bathing. Oof. What you doing with your hands there, bud?
The drought holds strong. We must find a solution. Whatever the challenge, in the chamber below, you will confront and subdue your deepest memories. Few aspirants advance to this trial so quickly. If you succeed, you will have proven yourself to the Ascended.
Oh, and I should be level 52 once I get through this as well. Look into the mirror, Harry. What do you see?
You must delve deeper. Try again.
No, I'm still trying to use my key bindings from live, and I'm like, what? Why do I keep on turning off the nameplates? Just trying to interrupt him.
There is still more you must pull from yourself. Open yourself to it.
It's bad. Starfire cast. Starfall lets me cast while moving again, though, with a certain talent, so that's pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. It's basically Stellar Drift from Legion, but Starfall is now following your Druid instead of being on the ground.
There. This is the moment you must overcome.
Alright, let's F him up, man.
Rest now. It is finished.
Ding, boys. Level 52.
Allow me to show you the way. We will fix this drought. We must. We had best not keep Alice waiting.
Yeah, that's right. I'm probably the most special person in the World of Warcraft. Oh, sweet. Gave me wings. I guess I don't get to keep them. Oh, I guess this is the Bastion Covenant ability. Alright. I got 10% damage buff every 10 seconds. Cool.
You are a sign of the winds of change. Archon's wisdom prevails.
The Archon said nothing of Kyrian serving the Maw?
Perhaps she does not believe it. We have but the word of a single aspirant, though one would think that would be enough.
Trouble in paradise. Is there a flight path I can take? I don't think there is. I think I just have to run. So I think I'm probably done-ish with Bastion.
We will help
Does it say?
however we can.
Bastion, 1 out of 7 chapters. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The future of Bastion.
Well, I guess
is
questing
in
will take a
our
little bit longer than I
hands.
expected. I thought it was gonna be like just like one of those quick romps like Warlords.
Our purpose is to serve.
It could not have worsened since I was last there.
The group quest. Cool. Yeah, Kala. I mean, Bastion is gorgeous as a zone. I was definitely considering. How much else do you have? 36,000? Nah. Oh, these poor little owls. The little owl creatures are super cute. The zone is just absolutely phenomenal. I don't like the Covenant as much as I was expecting to. Like, they really go hard on, like, the whole, like, purity, lawful good, justice, duty, sacrifice kind of thing. Like, it's extremely paladin. I didn't necessarily expect it. I was expecting a little bit more of, like, the Valhalla, Valkyrie, like, Viking kind of influence. There's a lot less of that. It's a lot more heavenly, Elysium-y, so... It's something I was considering for a Covenant, but I don't think I'm actually going to stick with it. Yeah, the cow was all about purity, for sure. Look at this, here's a hand of purity. What is that hand doing? I do want to keep on with this character progressing through the story, kind of like seeing it from the ground up. But I have made a Ardenweald character. I gotta show you. Oh, it's so great. It's so beautiful. In fact, I'll start just a totally new one. Sure, why not Panda Monk? You know what? Why not a fox? Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. Actually, no. You know what I'm gonna do to really get Kawa's goat? Hang on. This is gonna be hilarious. Let's see if I can find the right face. This one's pretty good. Ready? Ready? Yeah, here comes your goat! Oh damn it, I think I made it wrong. I forgot to select the right template. Alright, here we go. Ardenweald. Great character. Yes, let's get that goat. Let's get it. Let's get it. What was the fur? Is this a boy fox? I can't even tell. Yeah. Alright, I guess based on the starting template, I'm going to be level 55 by the time I get through Bastion. So, Bastion will be a pretty big zone. We're only level 52 right now. Okay. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Look at these cool big trees and these cool little weird fairy butterfly people. See? Ooh woo! Look how pretty. I mean, you could just do Guardian Druid main, Kava. Look at, you see the little things flying around in the sky? And the patterns in the stars. Mushies. Glow mushies. Yeah, I mean, so obviously, like, regardless of how crud they're going to be in terms of abilities, and it does look like the abilities for Night Fae are pretty cruddy. Like, the casting random spells is as, like, it's as bad as it sounds. But despite how cruddy their abilities are going to be, I have to go Night Fae. It's too good. I can't pass it up. So you're going to have to deal with a subpar Druid. Yeah, I did see that they fixed it so that it's gonna like be more shapeshift based than spec based. So like if you're in caster form, it'll cast heals mostly, and if you're in bear form, it'll cast thrash mostly, things like that. But it's supposed to be a little bit smarter now. Look at these fawns. Damn, these fawns looking fine. Am I right? You see? Now, what I'm really hoping, like, we'll see if it pans out, but you know, data mining seems to imply that these are going to be an allied race. So that's definitely what I'm moving towards. Hopefully, halfway through the expansion, I'll be a fawn druid. That's how they sit. Here's one of the boy fawns. Oh, so sexy. Kind of looks like the James Cameron's Avatar, though, right? I see you, Neytiri. Right? See, isn't it like it's so good? Look at face and stuff. Look at these different horn types. You see how they glow and stuff? Yeah, I'm really, really hoping they let us be fawns. And I can be a fawn druid. Got different color fur. Ooh, getting some thunderstorm action happening here. Oh, and these are the centaurs. I'm sure a lot of players will be like, let us play centaurs. And we'll be like, whatever, nerd. Fun leaf armor. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so in spite of, like, I've spent probably half this stream complaining about all the systems and stuff, but, like, this alone is worth the price of admission for me. Gorgeous. Well, if you're gonna play a screamy, angry, jumpy tank, then you gotta go Bastion, Kava. You know. Look at this guy's horns, right? Look at this moth. You see this moth? Wait, do they still have... Let me see something real quick. They've probably taken out the option. Do they still have the head bob option? It's gotta be under camera, right? Yeah, I think they got rid of that. Remember when you used to have it when you're in first person mode, you could like have the head bob like it was a shooter? Alright. Which way, chat? Right or left? Do you take the path of thorns or the path of needles? Oh yeah, she's gonna be all about the tank damage for sure. Look at this stag. With these cool tattoos, right? There are a lot of really, really cool animals. I've seen hunters running around with all their new tames, and it does make me miss my hunter. Like, I don't know, there's no chance I would go back to hunter, but... And it is one of the easier range DPS classes to play, and I'm going to be range DPS, so I don't know. It's kind of tempting. We're at a point now where I'm like 90% sure I'm going Druid, and there's a little chance I'll go Hunter again. Look at this cave. A cave of wonders. I don't think there's actually anything in here. Look at the little baby star moth. It's a little baby star moth, right? Look at how cute. Ooh, this stone's all dead. I don't think they have the music in for this zone yet. I haven't heard any music while I've been out here. Just forest ambience. They have the music in for Bastion. It's pretty cool and otherworldly. Some moths. A gormling. Kind of got a Dark Crystal vibe, right? Little bird bath. A little place for you to live. Oh no, bad fonts. Bad satyrs. Or not satyrs, centaurs.
I swore an oath to care for those wild seeds. We can't just abandon them.
But that booty, though. Hey. Hey. What's going on to that loincloth? Hey. Looks like a demon hunter's having fun killing all the local wildlife. I'll let you do that. Check out this tree's dope tattoos. The trees have tattoos here. Doesn't Shield have like 46 alts? Look at the baby unicorn. Look at the baby unicorn. Oh, you hear that thunderstrike? Oh man. You see his baby unicorn? Oh, were those the Sylvari people in Guild? Is that the ones you're talking about? The ones that were like plant people? Kava? Look at it dance! Look at it dance! Oh my god. This unicorn's like, don't ever talk to me or my son again. Yeah, you can tame these as hunter pets. So, like, you can see why, Ooh, what's this over here? A waterfall. Maybe there's a cave behind it. Oh, this is beautiful. What's up, my little unicorn buds? Is there anything fun in this waterfall? No. Oh my gosh. I remember in like, I think it's the Mist of Pandaria beta, like, they had little tiny silkworms that were tameable for hunters, and they weren't intended to be, and all the hunters got them. I want to make a hunter now and see if I can tame this little... There's no way, but if you could tame this as your hunter pet... Oh my gosh. Ooh, there's an overlook over there. I wonder if I can get to it. Foxes! Baby foxes! Kind of sick looking. Sleepy foxes. This is the Night Fae sigil. It's pretty cool, right? Looks like Deadlands down there. Look at all the like the spider web wrappings. That's the one I really like this too, right? Like as an aesthetic, the glowing spider webs. It's pretty neat. Oh, here's one of these long tree boys that's awake. Baked in. You know, saying. JS. JS. Look at these guys. Aren't they like creepy but cool at the same time? See how long their arms are? And their faces. They follow you. Lady Moonberry, good night. Look at its little face. They have a harp, a spider web harp. Slinking? What the hell? It's an otter. It's a spirit otter.
Ah, the beauty of the woods.
Oh.
Take care.
I wonder if this is like, I know that if you go Night Fae, you unlock like a spirit animal form, and you can collect different like looks for it. I wonder if you talk to this guy to get like an otter form. You otter talked. Oh, Kava, you. Oh, you. It's in our cave. Ooh, some blue and glowy in here. Feels like there should be more people in here. Kind of empty. I can see the universe. Where's my roll? Oh my god, Kyle, you can't just live wherever you want to. Oh, actually, let me show you something super cool. But hang on, I gotta do some setup for it. I should have done it the way around. But no, this is right. Okay. Check this out. So, you have flight paths, right? But you're flying between different planes of existence. Oh, do I not have any other flight paths connected? Okay, I guess I can't show you the cool thing here. Well, alright. You gotta see what happens when you take a flight path. It's wild. Yeah, you know, they had garrisons, right? And they're just like, oh, it's too hard. We can't do player housing. And that's crazy to me because WildStar had amazing player housing. And they were like just a little small studio hitting above its weight, you know? It's crazy to me that as many resources as WoW has, they can't like make a decent player housing feature. Oh, can I actually make homes though? Where's my... Don't foxes have the thing? Yeah, I can make a camp wherever I feel like. Alright, next place that you want to live, I'll make camp at. It's getting spooky out here. Looks like I found the edge of the world. It's kind of great because in the dead zones, it actually reminds me a lot of Drustvar. It's kind of like the, you know, you get the Shadow Moon and Drustvar aesthetic all together. Yeah, you can hear like the little wisps whispering in your ear. Wisps. Whoa, look at this big boy. Look at this big boy. Oh, that's a juicy boy. He is not friendly. Oh my gosh. Look at the way he undulates. This will make you horny, baby. Oh no, I'm surrounded by bad things. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. There's boggarts. Oh, they turn into things to scare you. That's so cool. I see why Kalani was saying this is like Harry Potter. That's so true, Cap. All I remember doing at the start of BFA was everybody be like, hey, can somebody tank this in plus? Can somebody tank this in plus? We need a tank for this in plus. Look for more tanks in plus. That is like all you're doing for the first season. Dreamweaver.
I speak for the spirits.
He's collecting garlic or acorns or mushrooms. Acorns, right? Oh, these are those big tall things that can cast spells. Look at that. Ooh, they fighting. Oi! They fighting! Pretty neat, right? Ooh, I see waterfalls. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. Surveying my kingdom. I have a feeling that your feeling is right, Cap. I think Kava is going to make you tank those 2 weeks. Just to help her learn the routes, you know? Yeah, I'm really interested to see what kind of music they come up with for this zone. Nah, Kava, you don't need any guidance. You gotta come up with your own routes. And be like, fuck all you guys. That's what I want. I want you to have the authentic tank experience where you make the route that makes the most sense to you based on your hard-earned research and time in the game. And then everyone else is like, what's this route? This is the dumbest route I've ever seen. I've never seen a tank pull this way. What's going on? Look at this boy. He has spider webs on his antlers. Him rested. It's a golden feather. I can click on this. It's a dragon plume. What does that just do? Oh, it gives me slow fall, so I could jump off this river if I wanted to. I think we're going to keep on going towards the big glowing tree. Might come back and do that in a bit, though. Right? This is really contending for my favorite zone in WoW. Right, here's the big glowing tree, right? Yeah. They got dragons. The little dream dragons like that mount that we got a few months back. Which I think is pretty consistent. Like, as artists are making new mounts for the new expansion, they'll end up releasing them as store mounts. That's why I think they're probably going to have like a robot dragon dungeon. That mech scale thing we just got. can see the streets are speckled with like tree cum, I guess, or those like falling stars that are landing. Star rain, yeah. I love these tall boys. Look at these tall boys. And look, check this out, Kev. You can pet the grubs. So I think this is the sanctum for this covenant. Watch this person. Are they gonna go in? Yeah, they kind of phase. Whenever I try to go in, it kicks me out. So I don't think I'm actually part of this covenant yet, so I can't go in there. Ah, there's still more. Let's go to the dungeon. I've never actually been over there. Sounds like Hemsworth is getting uppity. I might have to go soon. Who wouldn't enjoy being pet? Look at all this stardust. Ooh, is that treehouse? Let's see if we can get up there. There's definitely like a tree bridge, right? Alright, we gotta figure out where that starts. We gotta take a tree walk. That's a placeholder for a rare, okay. Oh, a tree walk. Y'all. Peep this. Peep this. Zoom out a little bit so we can really check it out. Look how fun this is. Are you peeping? Are you peeping right now? Oh shoot, oh shoot. Okay, we're alive, we're chilling. These are all level 60 mobs, so I guess they could F me up if I'm not careful. Should be where the dungeon is, huh? Take me to your dungeon. Oh, here it is. Look at this. Oh, Tyrna Scythe. Should be playing a rogue or something so I could stealth around and explore more. You know what I need to see is my boy Bwansamdi. I actually haven't tried to get into a dungeon yet. Oh my gosh, I keep on forgetting to place down my camp. Ah, sorry, Kava. Here, we'll tell people that I can tank or heal. Actually trolling. I don't know where to find the other side. I think it's technically a Ardenweald dungeon, so maybe I should go that way to the unexplored part of the map. How would you say this? Tishrarinyanyanyanalay. tree bridges. Good call, Kava. Let me just make sure I got essence font on my bars. I'm good to go. Oh my gosh, Hemsworth is calling me. Oh my gosh. Alright, this is where we'll live, in the dream firm. I need to go play with a corgi. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're going to... he's never been on stream before. Oh my god. Oh, do you see my puppy? Do you see... Oh, we are launching him at my face. Okay. Hi, Hemsworth. Hello. Hello. Hi, baby. Hi. 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 Do you want to say something into the mic? Oh my gosh, my baby. Here, we'll try putting you closer to the mic so you can see. Ooh, hello. Hi. Oh, that's my good boy. Oh, oh, that's my... No, he's my good boy. Oh, give me kisses. Give me kisses. He's being sweet for treats. Being sweet. You are being sweet for treats. I'll give you a treat. Kava says hi. Yeah, you want a treat? That wasn't a very good treat. I'm sorry. I'll get you a better one. Here, this is one you like. Good boy, Hemsworth. Good boy. Aw. You love me. Aw. He's so sweet. Oh, man. Has he been out?
I took him out, yeah. But, I mean...
Yeah. All right.
He's a puppy.
Let me turn off my stream, and I'll come play with you guys. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll be streaming more beta whenever we can. I don't really have a schedule, so. All right.